Well, a large box came in the mail. But my neighbor, somebody that just recently moved up into the landlady's house, was expecting a package and he opened it. I was not too pleased with that and passed on the message that he should please just look at names. I was very polite. But anyway, he was expecting a package and he just ripped it open and realized it wasn't his. So let's see. There's a, wow, this is heavy. Induction cooktop. Now people have told me a lot about induction cookers. It's just interesting. I never really looked into it, to be honest. I had heard about it. Let me see if there's a name in here. This is from Amazon. Induction cooktop. Let me see if there's a name here. I don't know who sent this. These Amazon things don't usually tell you. No, I don't know who this is from. All these Amazon things don't tell you who they're from. So, let me see. It got me curious here because I've heard a lot, and a lot of people have told me I should get an induction cooker. 1 to 10, wait a minute, what do we got? 1 to 10 power levels. Does this open up? It says from 200 watts to 1800 watts. Interesting. 200 watts up to 800 watts I could certainly run during the daytime when the sun was shining. Wouldn't that be cool? Interesting. Oops, a cat fell on the thing there. Well, I'm going to have to try this on a sunny day. I might have free power during sunny days here. Free cooking ability on a sunny day. I'm definitely going to have to study up on the induction cooking. They say it's fast. It's a nice looking little device. Surface remains hot after use. Interesting. Well, it sure would be cool. It would be cool if I could run that on solar power on a sunny day, considering it starts at 200 and goes to 1800. Might even be able to try it and see how the weather is tomorrow. I might even be able to turn it on and see if I can heat up some coffee during the peak daylight hours or peak sun hours tomorrow. Well, I can't wait to try it out. Interesting construction. Really weird. Well, whoever sent this, thank you. Definitely got my brain going here. Got me thinking about induction cooking and free solar power usage. Well, next sunny day, I know what I'm going to be trying out. Been out here working and forgot to grab my camera, as I often do. Building another cabinet for the kitchen. It's very important that I have the cabinets done because the mice are wanting to move into the RV without the baby cat there. Chase them away. So I gotta get my food out of there. No source of food, there's nothing for them to get but mouse poison, which I hate killing animals, but it's better than losing everything. So I've got to get any food out of there, take away anything that they might want to eat. So it's a bit urgent that I get the cabinets done. I know my priorities are not your priorities. Sometimes I freak people out with my ideas and the way I do things, but it is what it is. The shroud on this is hanging, so it's a monster to work with now. Found that the best workbench in the world is a wooden pallet. You line up your cut in the middle, set your blade to just cut through the wood, and here there's a gap. Cut your board, nothing to fall off. Nice and smooth and neat and easy. No stress on the blade, easy work. Now there's a cabinet top and a cabinet bottom. No matter which side goes in, I guess. I've never made cabinets, so here's my disclaimer. I'm not an expert. I'm making this up as I go along. But since this is being built into the walls of my house, it doesn't matter, as long as it fits. Nobody will ever see the framing but me and you. And you'll never have to see it again once it's put together. Now the wood I'm using isn't perfectly square, this stuff, so I'm doing the best I can with somewhat off wood. So the one piece is actually going to end up being the bottom shelf, and there's sort of a top shelf on above the cabinets. So it works out. And there's a cabinet top and bottom. Now all we've got to do is cut my side posts. So 24 inches minus 4, 20 inches. So I need 4 20-inch side posts. Simple. So it's going along alright. It's going along pretty well. check that it's 24 inches total, just to be sure. I always double check my measurements before I make a big mistake. I don't know if you saw that, but whatever. I just made sure it was the right thickness by holding it up to the framing of my cabinet. Now, using the plywood scraps that I had laying around already, it makes a very, very strong frame for the cabinet. Plus, as I said, top and bottom shelf. Some of this plywood I'm using is still from that lumberyard haul, that bit of plywood that I got. There were a couple half sheets and pieces that were thinner and not exterior grade, which is becoming my kitchen cabinets. It's perfect. Here's the sidewalls. The first one took some time, the second one's going easier now. So now, what I've got okay, I'm going to drill all the way through with a 3-incher from the top all the way through. I'm going to pre-drill though. What's that? A lot of sap. Yeah, I got a pre-drill. That'll work. No more splitting ends on my boards. Although these are self-tapping screws, I don't want to make a mistake and have a mess. So I'll pre-drill this stuff. And I'm just going to continue on to make this framing. You don't have to watch the whole thing. Just pre-drilling all the holes. Nice. This is going together well. cabinet's strong. I might be overbuilding. For some of you, maybe I'm not. But anyway, I like to be able to put my dishes on there and not have to worry about it falling apart ever. And this is rock solid. Now, I'm going to put the metal shelf in. And then, so I'll put the frame supports in for the metal shelf. And then I'll put it up. And then later I'm going to cut a piece of plywood for the shelf itself. I decided to go with plywood on the inside because nobody's ever going to see it. Why would I waste my time and effort on a hidden thing? So, next, I'm going to do some measurements and then I'll cut the framing for that. So, let's see if I can get this up here. I made this one a little bit lighter. So, by not putting in the shelves, the middle shelf, and I made the frame a little bit lighter. I knew the second one would go easier than first anyway. A minute. Oh yeah, that's right, I started the one first, so right here. Right there. Oh. Okay, I thought I made it lighter. And up and in. Okay, now I'm leaving some space on the side for my wiring to slide through. Oh, God. Oh. Okay. Oh. Now my wires can freely fit down in here. If I have to, I put a conduit or whatever. But for DC wiring, what I've noticed in the, wow, that's already strong. That's a strong cabinet. For the DC wiring, what I noticed in the RV and the camper, there was no conduit. So now I've got to find that stud. Go through into the stud. The strength of my cabinets is in the studs of the wall. So they will gain. I'm shaking the house. That's only 3 screws. They will gain their strength from the actual studs. Actually, I can go one this way. That worked nicely. One more just for strength. Rock solid. look at that. This thing stops right now when it wants to stop. There it is. Well, there's another cabinet. Pretty. And that's how it's going to look over here in the kitchen. Now, I'm going to continue on, of course, on this wall, finishing the cabinets across, and I'm going to continue on over to the window. Now, I have a bit of a problem with that beam right there. That's going to be an issue to work around. So I'm going to build a cabinet this big, stopping here, or somewhere. I'm going to stop right at the edge of the stove. So I'm going to build another cabinet from here to here. And then that one's going to have to be framed around. I don't like the looks of that. I don't like how that's going to work out. But I'll make it happen. And then there'll be a shelf above the window. There'll be the piece of trim and then the shelf. So I guess I gotta check the time. I gotta go pick up the girls. 12:30. I gotta have lunch. And then when I have to pick up the girls, our guests from the UK, I'll be showing them around town this afternoon. So I've got an hour and a half left, is that. I think I can finish this other cabinet. And then the strength in that is going to be, that's going to be bolted to this one or screwed to this one. So it'll be rock solid. They'll all become one unit. So it'll be mounted to the all the studs together in the walls and to each other. So it's going to be strong. I'm already using my cabinets. I did all this last night. Got the salt and pepper, an empty egg carton, paper plates for guests, and all my cups and my coffee and sugar, bowls, some utensils. Over here I just got the silverware off the table, off the countertop. I'll be freeing up my countertop finally. That's all temporary. I'll organize all this properly later when I've got all my cabinets done, but it's nice. It's gonna be a house now. Pretty soon, this tiny house on wheels is gonna be a real home. It's gonna be an incredible home. Now I do see a shadow, so I might later on want some under cabinet lights. It would be no big deal to put a couple of these in. The even one would take away that shadow. I might even just run the wire from that switch and have that. But I don't know, I might want it separate. Who knows? It'd be a good night light. But I can work that out when the time comes. But it's good, and it doesn't block too much of the light, just a couple inches, so it's gonna work out. Well, get the measuring tape out and keep on going. Well, that's rugged. Now I pre-drilled and screwed this one into here. And then I screwed this one at an angle up into this one, okay? This shelf here is going to be really solid because all the weight is pushing down and onto the screw downwards. This shelf is part of the house. It doesn't shake or budge or twitch or anything. It is part of the house. So it's going to be really good. And then again, as I said, once I screw all the shelves together, they're all going to help support one another and just gain strength.